Welcome and thank you so much for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Deb Gillard, your host, and today is Friday, July 18th. You are finding us on the Owatonna Today Show either on Charter Channel 8 6 days a week, or we're out on the internet. We've got a Facebook page. You can find us on YouTube. You can go to the Third Hnd video and you can find us in all of those areas. Just basically hit Owatonna Today Show in the search and you'll find us. Always looking for your input, suggestions, and so on. You can get a hold of Leanne, our producer, at either our email or phone number, at her phone number to do that. And I will give you those in just a second when I talk about our supporters too. We, of course, would not be able to be on and providing you with this great information if it were not for the support of our wonderful businesses and organizations. They include our premier supporters, the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Festival of the Arts is on as a new supporter right now, the Owatonna Public Utilities, Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County, and United Way of Steele County. Primary supporters are Amy Swain Hearing Centers and Little Theater of Owatonna, and our interlude supporters include TPS Insurance, the Third Hnd Incorporated Video Productions, Steele County Transitional Housing, Steele County Historical Society, Snap Fitness, R&K Electric, Profinium Financial, the Owatonna Foundation, Owatonna Business Incubator, Napa Auto Service, Clancher and Son Landscaping and Concrete, Horizon Eye Care Professionals, Fairview Animal Medical Center, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, Carlson Brandstead and Company CPAs, Brookdale Senior Living, Clarebridge and Sterling House, Glenn Mager and Tim Thomas of the Brickmaker Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Bredna Bednar Mortgage Office, Bremer Bank, and Abraham Consulting Technologies. And likewise, if you're interested in getting us information or finding out more about becoming a supporter, you can get a hold of Leanne on her cell phone, 390-5751, or email us at owatonnatoday@charter.net. We'll be happy to get you a supporter packet for your consideration. And of course, patronize and thank these businesses and organizations when you see them. We've got a great show coming up for you today. As I mentioned, Festival of the Arts is a new supporter on the program, and we're going to be talking about that when we come back from our first break. A little bit later on in the show, a Women's Growth Conference that's coming up soon at Camp Pillsbury, and we'll be digging into that a little bit later on. So let's take our first break and come back and talk Festival of the Arts.
I'm Dan Brandstead of Carlson Brandstead and Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Greetings, I'm Laura Ressler, Director of the Steele County Historical Society, and I welcome you to our History Center. We invite you to join in all our activities events where we honor the past and look towards the future.
Welcome back. It's Friday, July 18th, and we've got some beautiful artwork you can see right in front of us. We'll be talking about that a little bit in just a few minutes, as a matter of fact. But first of all, we want to introduce Megan Proft. Megan is the Executive Director at the Owatonna Art Center. Welcome, Megan.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are so glad you're here again. I know you've been on the program before, and this time we're kind of taking a departure, not completely talking about the Owatonna Art Center, but rather the Festival of the Arts that is coming up. And so we're going to get into a lot of information on that in just a second.
Yes.
And our other person sitting here, Joan Herzog. Joan, how are you?
I'm great.
And Joan is the featured artist at this year's festival, and so we'll be talking to her a little bit more about that beautiful artwork that we're seeing and her artistic talents in just a little bit. So Megan, let's first talk about when the Festival of the Arts is. It's coming up, gosh, this month is flying by, so
Yes.
It's not too long from now.
It's a little spooky actually, but yes, it's coming up. We're going to be, festival is July 26th and 7th.
Okay.
It's a Saturday and a Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday and then 10 to 4 on Sunday.
Okay.
So that'll be just in 2 weekends already.
Yes, I know.
Oof.
I know. It really creeps up on us very quickly, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, and it's our 22nd annual festival, so we're very excited to have been around in the community for so long and had the support that we've had.
You know, I remember the very first ones.
Do you?
I do, yes. And it was a great thing back then. And of course, it's evolved and it's grown and it's been tweaked and it's really evolved. I think to be a wonderful event for everyone in the family and the entire community. Yeah. We have been thwarted by weather at some times though too, so we're going to always cross our fingers on that.
It's true.
Storms, heat, rain, whatever.
And last year was freezing cold, so who knows what you're ever going to get.
Exactly. And this summer the way it's going too. But there, nevertheless, the show goes on unless we're having tornadic winds or something like that. But how many artists will be featured this year in Central Park?
45 artists this year, yep, and that's anywhere from a painter to a photographer, potters, jewelers, everything, anything you could think of. Okay. So it's a wonderful mix of lots of different media.
And these are fine art, correct? These are juried artists, if I said that term correctly, which means
that they have to actually be approved to be a part of the festival. So they submit work, and the committee takes a look at it and decides whether it's the caliber that we want. So we're talking very high quality professional artists.
Very nice. And a nice mix of things too. And I think that's probably something else that the committee looks at. Yep. You don't want 20 potters out of 45 artists. You want a really nice mixture for everybody to come and not only to sell their to show and sell their wares, but also for the community to come and see.
Exactly, and for the community to afford. So if you want to buy a $15 print, that's available, but there's also huge, wonderful pieces for $500. So lots of variety there too.
Okay, a lot of returning artists, I would guess, from over the years?
Oh yes, definitely.
Get their applications in very early, probably?
They are calling us in February, asking for them, yes. So a lot of local artists and regional artists who look forward to our festival.
That's really nice.
Mostly because it's a wonderful, obviously, location in Central Park. It is community-based and just a great free festival for folks. And we also give out awards to artists, so it actually can win a little money too, which I think is
something to hang their hat on and take home with them as well. It's always nice for that. So that is going to be wonderful. There's also, and I think that's something that's grown since the very beginning, is the addition of the music and the vendors, again, to make it a really comprehensive event.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a children's tent that goes on every day from 11 to 3. And that's run by Community Ed, so we're thankful for that partnership. And you can let your kids be creative and become little artists too. And then the music is a huge piece. It's live music all weekend long. Gives a wonderful ambiance. We have Dave Williams on Saturday morning. And of course, the name everyone knows in the community. And then a gal named Mara Lennon. She's going to be Saturday afternoon. She's new to coming to the festival.
And any particular type of music that she does, if we're not familiar with her?
Well, we have links on our website to all the artists if you want to go take a hear. But most of the music is folk, kind of gentle, good background music.
Nice background music, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
On Sunday morning, we have Paul Imolte. He actually plays with the group Ring of Carey, who came to play at the Art Center this spring. Okay. So made a connection there. And then in the afternoon on Sunday is Tree Party, which is very exciting. It's a kind of up-and-coming group up in the cities. Okay. So nice that we got them to come join
I like their
festival.
name. I don't know.
I know, it's kind of cute, right?
It makes me think, what does that mean? But yeah, I like that.
So music all weekend long.
And a couple of brand new ones, I guess, or a little bit newer that we'll be able to hear as well.
That's right.
It is going to be a great event, and so many artists. And of course, one of the things that we have every year at the festival, and has been since the very beginning, is that featured artist portion. Yes. And how is that decided on?
Well, the committee decides together. We talk about local artists who we think are certainly qualified to be our featured artists. Okay. We try and make it Owatonna based because that's important to our mission at the Art Center. And we are very excited that this year one of our wonderful members and local artists who we know is completely revered and respected, Joan Herzog, is our featured artist this year. And her work was on display in the Wells Fargo Bank. So a beautiful, historic way of showcasing your work.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Joan then, shall we? Congratulations for being chosen as the featured artist this year. Let's talk a little bit about your artwork. I just found out prior to the program in talking with you that this has not always been something that you've done. You haven't been able or were into artwork until how long ago?
Well, really, I started after I retired from teaching. Right. So, as I was growing up, I was in a very small community. We didn't even have art. In our schools, so I really didn't have a chance. I think I've always been interested in it, but I never really had the opportunity to do much with it. So when I retired, I thought, this is something I'm going to do.
Very good. And you started with watercolors, correct?
Yes.
It's something that you wanted to. And how did you just start creating? Did you? I mean, are there techniques to watercolor painting that you need to learn?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the very first workshop I took was here at the Owatonna Art Center.
Okay.
With Karen Knudsen, and I remember it was billed as a workshop for intermediate or advanced.
Okay.
And I am starting in, cold.
Yeah,
and I thought,
beginner.
But I thought, in my experience in education, I always had to deal with everybody, no matter what. Yeah. So I thought, I'm just going to show up.
Okay, good for you.
And I did, and it was wonderful, and she was wonderful to work with, and got me off to a good start.
Well, very nice. Tell us a little bit about the artwork that we have here in front of us. Can you? This larger piece that's sitting in front of me? First of all, we'll have Leanne focus on it a little bit, but this is what?
Well, this is from our local scene of Mineral Springs.
Of course.
And actually what you're seeing here is a reproduction. I have the original, of course, as a watercolor framed traditionally with a mat and a frame. But I also this year got started reproducing on canvas. And so I really like the contemporary look that it has, and it's very large. I offer it in different sizes, but it's makes a nice piece. And
you are very talented.
Thank you so much.
The smaller piece then here is, and we'll have her focus on that one as well.
This one I call Boundary Waters Morning, and it was actually a scene up north that my son took, or at least the photograph was a beginning piece for it. But I loved the sunshine and the snow and the feeling that it created of just warmth the mixture of warmth and cold, I think.
That is beautiful. So you will be in not only do you have a booth as one of the juried artists at the festival,
yes,
but then you will be doing double duty. We were just talking about that, kind of having your family hold down the fort at the booth some of the time, because you will also be in the Wells Fargo building during the hours of the festival, and you'll be showcasing about 16 pieces there?
That's what Sylvan told me that we would have room for. So there will be a variety. I'll be showing some of my portraits that I don't get to show at the too much in my booth.
Okay.
And then, of course, some of the landscapes and other pieces.
Okay. So what a great opportunity for those of us in the community to come and talk to Joan about how she got started. Never be afraid to start in art, because it's never too late, right? And just jump in there and look at the beautiful work she's creating. All it takes is a workshop at the Art Center, and you too could be in the Festival of the Arts, right? That's a goal or an ambition. Joan, it is absolutely lovely, and again, congratulations for being chosen. Back for just a quick reminder then with Megan of the festival, and you wanted to credit a few important people, I think.
Yes, quickly. So July 26th and 7th during the day, Central Park, come on down. It's free for everyone. And we just want to be really thankful to the local sponsors, the businesses and individuals who have given to help support the festival, and to our co-chairs of the committee, who are Steve Searle and Elaine Benson, who have done a lot of work. So
a lot of people have done a lot of work. Kudos to all of you. Joan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
Megan too, and we hope for a very, very successful Festival of the Arts and wonderful weather. We're going to cross our fingers and put in that order. So thank you. Thank you. We'll take a break for our supporters, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the Personal and Professional Women's Growth Conference that's coming up at Camp Pillsbury.
Recreational fires are allowed within the Owatonna city limits. They must be contained within a fire pit or a device designed for such use, and can be 3 feet in diameter and no more than 3 feet high. They must be 25 feet from a building or combustibles. Only untreated or unpainted woods must be used. Fires must be attended by a person at all times that are capable of extinguishing the fire. This has been a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Have you talked to your teen lately about marijuana? Maybe you should. Regular marijuana use can sap a teen's motivation to learn. Users do not live up to their potential and drop out of positive activities. Marijuana affects memory and learning and stays in your system for weeks. Marijuana also affects judgment and perception. Reaction time while driving is reduced by 41% after smoking 1 joint and 63% after smoking 2, affecting the safety of your teen and others on the road. You need to talk to your teen about the effects of marijuana use. It's not just a harmless high. For more information, please contact the Safe and Drug-Free Coalition of Steele County.
Hi, I'm Glenn Mager.
And I'm Tim Thomas of the Brick Mager Funeral Home, and we're proud to serve the Medford and Owatonna areas with cremation and traditional funeral services.
And we're proud to be a part of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, this is Barry Gillespie, president of ERA Gillespie Real Estate, where our pledge is to save you money, save you time, and simplify your life. And we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hello, I'm David Einhaus with the Owatonna Foundation. Thank you to all of our donors who have helped make Owatonna a better place to live. Will you join us today with a financial gift? Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back, and thanks again for joining us on the Owatonna Today Show on this Friday, July 18th. We are very pleased to have in studio with us Vonda White. Vonda is the new owner of, and I'm going to get this wrong and I'm going to make you correct me, but Pillsbury College Prep and Camp.
Home of Camp Pillsbury.
Home of Camp Pillsbury.
Yes.
So welcome. It's very nice for me. I hadn't met you yet. I, of course, have heard all the buzz of everything going on at the Pillsbury location, but we're very glad to have you here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
And we're going to be talking about a specific event that's coming up for women. But just prior to that, maybe you could give us just a little bit of update as we've entered into the summer here, how things are going in a general way, just with camps that are going on or have been going on already.
Yes, we started June 15th. We opened on time and got all our permits to open.
It's a lot of work.
Yes, and our first session, we had over 40 kids, and then by session 2, we had close to 80, and we have 20 countries represented this year.
Oh my goodness.
And like in our last session that just ended Saturday, and we had a parent performance weekend, and also the community is invited. And we had probably about 40 Owatonnans came and watched, and they were really impressed. They were blown away at what the kids could learn in a 2-week period, and they saw them perform everything from silks and the trapeze to different things that they do in circus performance, and then also they saw them do Broadway musical, singing, acting, dancing, and tap, ballet, jazz, all kinds of different dance.
Oh my
and
gosh.
so it was really well received. Everybody was blown away, and it was just a great message about believing in your dreams and all you can do, and very inspirational. And they also, the kids had learned and memorized quotes from famous people, from Thoreau to Eleanor Roosevelt, and just different people that had talked about the power of your dreams and believing in yourself. And the kids even said that at Camp Pillsbury we learn about I can, and what I can accomplish and what I can do, and it's the first time I've done many things, and it was just really touching. A lot of people were very touched, and a lot of people from the community were excited about how the campus is being used and what a great thing that this is and how it's touching people's lives and changing them, and so it was really neat.
That is really neat. Not in a few tears, it sounds like, too,
Yes.
because when we get to the end of a camp and they've obviously bonded quite strongly by then.
Yes, in fact, we had quite a few kids from France that came in this past session, and yesterday 3 of the girls were leaving, and about 20 kids went to say goodbye at the car, and they were all crying. And when the car was pulling away, they were running after the car, and bye, we'll miss you.
But
And it
imagine
was
the new
like,
friendships and things that they've
Yes.
forged too. Not only finding inner talents and strengths, but also those wonderful friendships that they'll probably have for the rest of their lives. And that's
Right, and
just
they will,
amazing.
and then they all plan to come back next year, and then they know that this is the beginning year, and that next year it'll probably double, camp will double, or maybe even get close to tripling. And so it's exciting, and they're glad to be a part of the inaugural year. So
okay, well, very good. We're so glad to hear that you're having success. There's an event coming up though that is designed just for women, and so I'm guessing we're going to be maybe hearing and seeing a lot of these things as you find new ways to use the Pillsbury, to use the campus and to go forward. But this one is actually a personal and professional growth conference just for women.
Right.
Tell us when it's going on.
It's happening July 31st. It's an all-day conference from 8 to 5. It includes breakfast and lunch. And you also can bring your kids for an inexpensive day to try Camp Pillsbury. And so for $25, women can bring their kids, because a lot of times women can't do things because they don't have a babysitter, or maybe they've ran out of their sitters' favors, etc. And so this is an affordable way to be able to get childcare, basically. And while you're learning a lot and gaining personally and professionally, also your children will have the day of their summer. And so it's just a win-win.
Oh, it is absolutely a win-win. For those maybe who are taking a day off work to come to something like this, because there's definitely value in it, but then saying, oh gosh, okay, but then I would, maybe my daycare provider is not available. But in this case, they're coming right along to be on campus with them and doing those wonderful things themselves.
Right, correct. And then a lot of companies also I would encourage women to ask your employer, show them the brochure, show them what you'll learn. And a lot of employers are paying for the admission for people and encouraging their women to go.
Okay.
And so,
how many people can you hold? Is there a limit on the number of attendees?
There really isn't, because we have over 14 speakers, and we have some people are keynote speakers, but we have the old main auditorium, which can hold quite a few people, and then several hundred. And then we also have speakers where you choose what you want to learn, and so based on what's offered, you pick either personal or professional, and you go to whichever speaker you want to go to. And so that at times we'll break out into 2 different groups, and then we'll also have entertainment. You'll see some entertainment at lunch from some of the kids at Camp Pillsbury, and so you'll see what they learn and do, and it'll be a great experience for the women.
It is a very full day. I was just going to look at the agenda here too. We start at 8 in the morning, registration and breakfast, and then as you mentioned, there's a welcome and a keynote opportunity there. Then they start to break out into those sessions, like you said, that they're going to choose at about 10:30, and make their choices. I would guess that it's going to be some hard choices. They're probably motivational, inspirational.
Yes,
and
then
just
things? Also business skills, like how to better learn to negotiate, or just skills that you need to have if you want to move up the ladder, or if you want to be a better leader, better employer, better employee, etc. And so there's a lot that you can learn, whether it's you've never worked a day in your life and you're thinking about it, or you just want to be around some great women and you want to learn from them. And so really it's good for anybody.
Well, it is true. I was going to say it's very well-rounded, so if someone wants to come and they're thinking about it more as a personal growth kind of thing, plenty of opportunities to do that, but also on the other side for those that are looking for that professional growth as well, or maybe some of those connections that they can make along that line. Lunch is at noon. There's more breakout sessions, keynote, breakout, closing, and as you mentioned, they'll be seeing some entertainment at the lunch hour, and then closing remarks, and it kind of winds up at about 5 o'clock. And then at that point, there is an optional tour. So if someone has not had the opportunity to see the campus, then you're doing some tours.
They'll see the campus, and they'll also be able to see the kids in action. And then too, if you're a mom and you bring your kids, you can tour and see your own kids in action, and also they'll get a chance to show you what they did that day.
Okay. All right. I noticed a couple of local names, and at the risk of leaving anybody out, I know our chamber president, Jennifer, is going to be doing a welcome. I see Christy Trias is local here, and she's going to be there. I know you've mentioned a lot of women here locally that have been participating. I think Melanie from Learning Zone Express, and
Southern
here
Minnesota
I go mentioning
Initiative,
names. Southern Minnesota Initiative Foundation actually has a panel that they've put together
with several women on that panel.
That are maybe from here locally. So I didn't mean to mention names to leave anyone out, but and then where are the other speakers from? Everywhere?
They're really from all over the state of Minnesota, from Minneapolis, Mankato, and all over. And we also have a commercial that starts airing in Mankato starting today. And so we hope to really bring in an audience from all over the state of Minnesota. And the Minnesota Chamber is also our closing speaker, in which Jennifer, Friends of Jennifer, and so they're encouraging people from Minneapolis to come. And you know, it's just really, we're trying to reach out, and this will become an annual event. And we really would like people to be able to come from all over the state, and you know, they could bring their kids, win-win, and stay the night if they want, and you know, around in a local hotel and go to camp.
This is what the brochures look like. Where can they find them?
They really can go online at camppillsbury.com.
Okay.
Right when you go online, it says Women's Conference, and so you can click on there and get all the information and also the registration form. If you want a brochure, you can call the number on the website, and we can mail you one, or you can pick one up at the chamber. You can drop by Pillsbury and pick one up.
Okay.
And so even like the different banks, like our different sponsors, we have quite a few sponsors, but U.S. Bank has and
pamphlets and things around town.
Owatonna
So just
People
look for
Press.
them. Whoops, am I holding it the right way? Yes.
Yes.
Personal and Professional Women's Growth Conference. So look for this. Probably a better idea is really, if you want to dig into it, is go on to the website, because I'm sure, as is in the brochure here, a lot of information about a lot of these speakers that are going to be here, so you can get an idea in your head of what you would like to attend when you get there for breakouts. Do you want to address the cost? What is the cost for something like this?
It's $99 for the whole day.
That's nothing for
Right.
this kind of information. And
Right.
Wow.
And then also for the kids, it's $25 for the day, or if you bring two, it's $20 for the second sibling or on. And so it's really affordable both ways.
I would say that there are a lot of women out there, myself included, who have looked at conferences and seminars like this, and for the quality and the caliber, I think, of what we're dealing with here, they probably would expect to pay much more. So it's right here local, ladies.
With 2 meals.
Yes, 2 meals included, and a lot of great speakers. So we're going to encourage them to go to your website. Again, that is?
It's camppillsbury.com, and click on the Women's Conference.
Okay, so go there and find out more information. We hope to see you there on July 31st. And thank you, Vonda, for being with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll take a break for our supporters, and we'll be back to wrap up.
Hi, I'm Amy Martinez.
And I'm Adam Martinez, owners of Snap Fitness in Owatonna.
Snap Fitness is a fast, convenient, and affordable fitness center, and we're proud supporters of the Owatonna Today Show.
Everyone deserves opportunities to have a good life, a quality education that leads to a stable job, enough income to support a family through retirement, and good health. But the reality is, many children fall behind, many families are struggling, and many others are in poor health. United Way's goal is to find long-term solutions. Thanks to a grant from the Otto Bremer Foundation, we're hosting community conversations this year to address these issues. If you'd like to join us, please call our office.
Hello, I'm Sean McNulty.
And I'm Deb Gillard with Brookdale Senior Living, Sterling House, and Clarebridge of Owatonna.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Time to wrap up on this Friday, July 18th, with a few announcements. The Young Life Golf Tourney that was rescheduled from June 21st due to the rains is tomorrow, Saturday, July 19th, with an 8:30 shotgun start. If you're still interested in being involved, you can call 451-9401. Steele County Humane Society, remember Pet Adoption Day is going on tomorrow at the old Walmart building from 12 to 2. In addition, Car Wash for Critters is going on at the same time. At the old Walmart building, they will be washing your car inside and out and vacuuming it for a donation, and that will be going on from noon to 4 o'clock. So during the hours of the pet adoption, and then a couple of additional hours. So a cash donation or a supply donation would both be welcomed. They are also, if they had enough people, going to be having the Kindest Cut, which was the low-cost spay-neuter. You can call the Steele County Humane Society for more information about that or about the next time that they're going to be here. Riverbend Nature Center will be having Songs of Hope. They will be performing a concert on Saturday, tomorrow, July 19th at 7. It is a concert by young artists from countries worldwide. If you're interested, you can head over to the Riverbend Nature Center website or give them a call. The Secret Garden Tour, of course, is this Sunday, July 20th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. There are 6+ gardens that will be open for viewing. Tickets $12 in advance still, and depending on when you're hearing this, are $15 the day of the event on Sunday. You have to stop at the Arts Center to pick up a map that describes and reveals the gardens and locations. Tickets are available at Hotkeys and the Arts Center, so you are invited to come and enjoy nature's beauty and all the hard work that goes by those individuals with those secret gardens. It's very beautiful to behold. Coming up next week, Shelley will be hosting, talking about many things, including the 4 fun days coming up, the Little Mistle Summer Festival, an Owatonna Police Department update, and the United Way, among other things. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.